Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to study the applications of solar for drying process.
Grains, tea seeds, some spices like coriander seeds, clove. Then leather drying is required. Ceramics are required to dry. Okay, so for all these purposes, we need to adopt solar dryer. There are basically two types of drying systems. One of them is a direct solar drying, and the other one is the indirect solar drying. Now, as the name suggests, in case of direct solar drying, we try to um, make the arrangement in such a way that solar radiation directly falls on the ingredients to get dried. Whereas in case of indirect, we heat up some, say, air or water, and we try to transfer that heat to the material to be dried. Let us will see one by one in detail. Okay. So this is a solar dryer with a direct type of a method. As you can see in the figure, this is the arrangement. Okay. So this is a transparent cover on which solar radiations will fall on. Now some of the solar radiations will get reflected back and some of the solar radiations will get absorbed. So the material to be dried or crop here it is said is placed here. Okay. So whatever sun rays are falling on it, it will get absorbed and it will get heated up. So this is a transparent cover for passage of solar radiations. And this is crop here air out. So air can go out and material will get heated. So this is a actual solar dryer shown. So different trays are there. Okay. And this is a outer transparent shield through which solar radiations will enter into it. So here four storied um, assembly is shown where at a time large amount of crop will get dried. Okay, I'll tell you one best example from which you can understand how direct solar drying is done. So I think most of you might have heard of or might have seen also solar cooker, right? So what do we do? It is a box, okay? In that we place whatever we want to cook, and there is a transparent cover at the top. So solar radiations directly fall on it, will get absorbed, and if it is a rice, it will get cooked. If it is a groundnut, it will get heated up and it will get roasted. So this is how the solar drying direct application can be used. Directly sun rays comes in contact with the material to be dried. I hope all of you have understood it. Let us move to the next type, which is indirect solar drying. So, as I said, name indicates indirect. So, directly the solar radiations are not coming in contact with the material to be dried, but we are heating air here. You can see here solar radiations are falling on this transparent cover. So, there is a solar sensitive plate here, and here there is a air. Here it is a blower. So, cool air comes in, get heated due to the sun radiations, and that heated air is passed with the help of a forced circulation using blower. It passes through the material to be heated or material to be dried, and again the cool air comes out. Okay, so this is a way how it could get dried. So I have explained one Tamil Nadu plant here, which is placed in the Tamil Nadu. So in Tamil Nadu, this indirect drying process, solar drying process, is utilized for drying of chili, coriander seeds. Okay, so it is single glazed. So here, what are the specifications of solar plate are given? It is a single glazed. Okay, aluminium absorber. So aluminium foil is used there to store the heat with black matte paint to give better efficiency. Black color has been utilized. So in Tamil Nadu plant, they are getting 30-degree temperature rise. Okay. So whatever is the normal temperature, 30-degree rise could be possible. It is a tunnel drying because this is a tunnel in which the material to be dried is placed. So their initial moisture is say 11 to 14%. Then final moisture after drying is 5%. So you can observe here around 10% moisture can be reduced by the drying process. So this is indirect solar drying. Now the last part, which is a concentrating solar power, it is also called as the CSP technology. So in the initial lectures, we have seen that there are two types. One is a collector and the other is concentrator. So concentrator mainly make use of a mirror in which the solar radiations are reflected and concentrated at a single point or in a line. So you can observe here there are three basic topologies. Parabolic trot. So the shape of the mirror is like a parabola, and sun radiations falling on this mirror like parabola are focused at the center. Okay. The second one is a linear Fresnel reflector. So this is a linear Fresnel reflector where multiple solar reflectors, multiple mirror reflectors are used, and this is an absorber at the center wherein we are focusing all the solar radiations falling on it. Now, specifically, there is a Fresnel. So, in further slides, we'll see how Fresnel is developed. So, specific angle is maintained at the backside of these mirrors. So, at one side they are flat, but at the other side, purposely some angle is made to make a prism-like structure. So, we'll go in details with. And the third one is a parabolic dish wherein point concentrator is utilized. So see here, there is a single point at which all the sun radiations will get concentrated. So parabolic dish is a single point CSP. Linear Fresnel reflector here, if you observe with this arrangement, then it is a line absorber or line CSP. Here also it is a line absorber. So with the help of concentrators, we can go for a higher temperature range. So that's why we are not only using flat plate collector, but we go for concentrators. Now we'll see what is this concentration and all. There are some definitions related to CSP, so we'll go in detail with that. So concentration of solar radiation is achieved using reflecting arrangement of mirrors or lenses. Okay, so that we can focus the solar radiations falling on the mirror at a single point or with a line absorber, and we can give rise more rise to the temperature. Okay, the optical system directs the solar radiations on observer. So observer is a single point observer or it could be a line observer where solar radiations are absorbed of smaller area which is usually surrounded by transparent cover. Because of optical system, certain losses are introduced in the system. Now you can think of if we make a system like this, what are the reasons wherein losses can take place? So first is the absorption losses in the mirror or lenses, because if it gets old, then some part of the mirror gets deteriorated, right? Its reflection property has been decreased, or that coating is removed, then it is no more going to reflect it, and then concentrator efficiency will decrease. Okay, so if there are any losses in the mirror or the lenses, and second is the geometrical imperfections in the optical system. If you do not place the geometrically, if you do not place the system properly, there is some imperfection, then focusing should be at the absorber. So if there is any difficulty or you have not placed it properly, then definitely the efficiency is going to get reduced. Now we'll see some of the definitions related to CSP, concentrating solar power. So first one is the aperture. So you might have covered it in physics during your 12th or during first year engineering. I'm just revising it. So the aperture is actually the opening of the concentrator. So see, for example, we have a flat plate collector which is exposed to the sun radiations at rooftop. We can take an example of. So we are not providing any opening. The whole plate itself acts as a opening. Okay. So that is the aperture. It is a plain opening of the concentrator through which solar radiations passes. Wherein if we have make a specific shape of mirror, then we can change the opening. So with the help of how much opening we are providing, so how much aperture we are giving and how much actively we are using the solar material will decide the concentration ratio. Higher the concentration ratio, better will be the efficiency. So we want to have higher concentration ratio. Let us see what is concentration ratio. So it is a ratio of effective area of the aperture to the surface area of the absorber. So with a small amount of solar material, if we are getting more aperture, more solar radiations can be focused, then concentration ratio can be increased. So as I said, if we consider a flat plate, then aperture and solar plate dimensions both are same. Aperture, you are providing the whole plate exposed to the solar radiations. So obviously the ratio will become 1 because effective area of aperture is say L, length of the plate is say L, and it is utilized on the L length of a solar plate, L by L say. Okay, then it will be unity, it is obvious. Whereas for parabolic dish, it will be few thousands for parabolic dish because we are trying to focus. So aperture we are increasing, okay, aperture we are increasing, but the surface area of the absorber is a line or a point, so it has been reduced. So we are trying to increase the numerator here, though our denominator is very small, which is the absorber. So in case of concentrating collectors, we get better efficiency because concentration ratio we are trying to increase with the help of mirrors. So let us see, this is a flat plate with plane reflector. So this is a flat plate absorber. So all solar radiations can uh, fall on this flat plate. Now I have shown one solar radiation which is directly coming on the plate and some solar radiations coming through the mirror. Okay. So we can also focus it with the help of some mirror reflector to have better efficiency than a normal flat plate. But here actually we are exposing only this much area of a flat plate. So this is our aperture, right? This opening is called as an aperture and this is the surface area. So aperture upon surface area will give us the concentration ratio. So with flat plate we get unity concentration ratio. So we can have temperature rise with 20 degree to 30 degree centigrade. Now with these remaining slides, it will be cleared. I mean, aperture, what is aperture, what is concentration. Now let us see here. This is a compound parabolic concentrator. So this parabola, which you can see here, this right hand and left hand, these are the mirrors. Okay. So all solar radiations falling on it, this is the aperture. Okay. This much is the aperture. So any solar radiations falling on it will get reflected by this mirror system, and actually this is the PV cell. So you can see surface area is very small, but aperture is big one. And these two are the CSP, concentrating solar collector, which are the mirrors. So with such arrangement, we can absorb maximum amount of solar radiations falling or mirror or as well as directly falling on the PV cell. So here aperture is more and surface area is less. So concentration ratio is aperture area upon solar cell area. So definitely our numerator is higher, denominator is small, and we can increase the concentration ratio with the application of concentrator. Okay. So see, this is PV cell. This is the critical angle where it will see if sun ray fall here, green color I'm showing. So it is not falling on the PV cell. So such rays are not useful in this case. Okay. This is with normal surface and this is the dielectric material. Okay. So here we can get the concentration ratio of about 3 to 10. So we can get better efficiency with compound parabolic concentrator as compared to that of flat plate collector. Now we'll see the cylindrical parabolic concentrator wherein our receiver is a line receiver. So see, this is a cylindrical parabolic. Okay. This is the tracking mechanism. So this tracking mechanism is used so that we can move the parabola from east to west depending upon the movement of the sun from sunrise to sunset. So most of the time we try to absorb maximum amount of solar rays. So this is made up, parabola is made up of a mirror. So all solar radiations will fall on it. It will get focused at the center, which is a receiver, which is a line receiver shown here, and we provide tracking. Again, in tracking, there are two methods. I mean, single axis and dual axis. So in unit number 2, we'll go in detail with that. Okay. So here there are again two types. In one of the type, absorber is fixed and we move the parabolic mirror. In the another type, we fix the parabola and we move the receiver. Okay, in both the cases, we get good efficiency, but it is single axis tracking. I am saying we are moving it from east to west, and depending upon the geometrical configuration, we can move either receiver or we can move the parabolic concentrator. Okay, so therefore, I said two main parts: concentrator, receiver. Collector with fixed concentrator and rotating receiver concentrator has to rotate in order to track the sun. It has fixed concentrator and moving receiver. So we have both the ways possible. Okay. And
Now,
concentrator is array of long, narrow, flat mirror strips fixed along a cylindrical surface looking like a parabola and hence the name parabolic cylindrical concentrator. Now the
मॅम
next type, yes,
अ, मॅम आपण
we'll take the question answers at the end.
ओके.
Okay. Now next one is the Fresnel lens concentrating collector. So I introduced initially also I have shown one diagram of Fresnel. So the speciality of the Fresnel is, see, one side is a flat and the other one has a specific angle. This is called as a Fresnel lens. So purposely these angles are made so that whatever solar radiations are falling on it, it will be focused at a single point. So the structure looks like a prism. Okay. So as I said, this is the aperture. See, aperture is from here to here because the lens size is from here to here. So we have increased the aperture and actual surface area is the solar cell. So it has been reduced. So again here we can increase the concentration ratio. So concentration ratio here is 10 to 80. So we can have a temperature around 150 degree to 400 degree centigrade as well. Now, this is a parabolic concentrator. So this is a parabola. Okay. Here it is a point absorber and not a line absorber. So all solar radiations falling on it will get concentrated at point Y, which is a focus point. So here concentration ratio is 100 to few thousand. Temperature around 2000 degrees centigrade we can achieve with the help of parabolic concentrator. So here we have completed unit 1. Okay. So I hope all of you have understood it.
Thanks for watching.